Have you ever heard a myth so unbelievable you were sure it couldn't be real, until you found out it was? From lost cities buried under the desert sands to tribes who charted the stars long before telescopes existed, today we're exploring African myths that turned out to be true. Join me as we uncover the hidden truths behind stories passed down for centuries. Stories that prove history and mythology aren't so different after all. They described an invisible star, centuries before science even knew it existed. How did they know? African myths aren't just stories. They're the heartbeat of the continent's history. From Egypt's desert temples to Mali's river valleys, from the jungles of the Congo to the mountains of Zimbabwe, every community had stories that explained life, death, and the mysteries of nature. These weren't just bedtime tales. They were cultural maps, moral codes, and sometimes eyewitness accounts of real events. In the heart of southern Africa, near modern-day Masvingo, Zimbabwe, lie the ruins of Great Zimbabwe, a sprawling stone city built between the 11th and 15th centuries. Local Shona myths spoke of a powerful queen who commanded spirits and built the stone walls with magical powers. For centuries, outsiders dismissed this as fantasy, until archaeologists uncovered the truth. The Shona people did build it, a vast civilization that traded gold and ivory with China, Persia, and beyond. The myths weren't wrong. They were history wrapped in wonder. They said it was magic. Turns out, it was mastery. Let's travel west to central Nigeria, home to one of Africa's earliest known civilizations, the Nok. The myths told of a people who could bend fire and earth into form. They belonged to a culture that existed over 2,500 years ago, skilled in iron smelting long before Europe's Iron Age. Before Europe's Iron Age, the Nok were already shaping the future. In the cliffs of Bandiagara in Mali lives the Dogon people, known for their deep spiritual traditions. Among their oldest myths is the story of the Nomo, amphibious beings who came from the star Sirius. The Dogon described Sirius B, invisible to the naked eye, centuries before modern astronomers discovered it in 1862. They mapped a star system we couldn't even see. In the same region, a new legend was born, Sundiata Keita, founder of the Mali Empire. The griots sang of a boy who couldn't walk until he was 7, yet rose to unite warring tribes. Sundiata was real, reigning from around 1235 CE, building one of the richest empires in history. Before Simba, there was Sundiata, the real Lion King who built an empire. Travel north to Egypt's Nile Delta, and you'll find the myth of Tanis, a city said to be overflowing with gold and treasures, swallowed by the sands. French archaeologist Pierre Montet uncovered royal tombs, statues, and treasures rivaling those of Tutankhamun, a lost golden city, forgotten by time, until the desert gave it back. So, what do all these stories have in common? They show that myths aren't lies. They're coded memories. From the stone walls of Great Zimbabwe to the stars above Mali, these myths remind us that Africa's past wasn't a mystery. It was a masterpiece. So, which myth blew your mind the most? Drop your favorite in the comments, and check out our next video for more amazing truth about Africa. And remember, every myth hides a memory. Every story hides a truth. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Because myths don't just belong to the past. They shape how we see the world today.